What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskin and I'm back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, as you can see by the title, I'm doing a top 5 video on the top 5, in my personal opinion, the top 5 Fortnite units that you guys should farm for in the global version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, this video was actually supposed to come out like a really long time ago, like over a month ago, I think. And I never got around to making the video, so I'm finally going to make this video for you guys today. Now, before we get into this top 5, I just want to reiterate to you guys that all of these top 5 videos are my personal opinion. And if you guys don't agree with them, make sure to leave your opinion in the comment section down below so that I can see and on what you guys think are the top 5 Fortnite units that you should be farming for in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, also, before we get into today's video, a like on the video would be greatly appreciated, as these videos always take a really long time to make, so that would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. Now, also, just before we get into the top 5, I just want to say a big thanks over to Captain Smoker over at OPTC Academy, because the actual layout for this video with the unit and the captain ability and their special is heavily inspired by the stuff done by Captain Smoker over at OPTC Academy, and the link for OPTC Academy will be linked down below in the description. And here we have the Humming Brook as our number 5 unit. Now, the reason why Humming Brook is number 5 on this list is just because he's a quick slasher, a free-to-play quick slasher. Now, there aren't that many good quick slashers that are that accessible, because the Halloween Fortnite with Halloween Zoro rarely ever comes around. Brook comes around reasonably often, and he's actually pretty decent. So his captain effect will protect from defeat as long as your HP is above 70%. So obviously you don't really want to use him for his captain effect. However, his special, which will recover 4,343 HP exactly, and reduce the defenses of all enemies by 50% for 2 turns. So overall, you get HP recovery and defense, just losing defense for your opponent, which it makes him a lot easier to take down. On top of that, as I mentioned, he is a quick slasher. He's also a free spirit unit, so you can use him on a Sabo or a Vankov team, which is really nice. So he's got really nice attack as well, close to 1,000, having 980. So just all of these different factors will come together for this really nice unit in Humming Brook. So definitely when Humming Brook comes around, try and farm this guy, because he's actually pretty decent. Maxes out at 15 turns as well, which means that, you don't have to wait that long in order to use this really nice special. So definitely try and farm this guy when he does arrive back at Global, if you guys haven't done it already. But now let's move on to the number 4 spot on the top 5. Number 4 spot goes to Dazburn's Convict Mr. 1. So this guy's actually really nice. He is a slasher cerebral type unit, and he has the captain effect, which will boost the attack of slashers by 2 times. So he's just a really nice double attack lead for slashers if you guys don't have a slasher lead already, which most of you guys should have. And his special will reduce damage received by 30% for 2 turns, and boost attack of slashers by 1.25 for 2 turns. So this guy is kind of like a free-to-play version, not really a free-to-play, but a more easily accessible unit compared to the strength version of Mr. 1. The strength version of Mr. 1 in the story mode is a whole lot better in my personal opinion. His cooldown is a lot lower, he has an increased defense, reduced damage received special. Instead of 30%, it is 50% in story mode. But this guy's actually really nice if you guys can't farm that story mode character. And just overall, he's just really powerful. He's a slasher. It gives them a great boost of 1.25 for 2 turns. Really nice if you don't have Koza as well. So he's kind of like a free-to-play version of Koza in my personal opinion. And overall, he's just a really solid unit. He's got really nice stats as well, which goes well on the slasher team. And, he really rounds off a really good int slasher team that you can use to take on Psy raid bosses like Garb. So, it's really good. Overall, I think he's a really good slasher. If you guys don't have him, definitely try and get him when the Crocodile Life on the Inside Fortnite comes back. And he's also a cerebral unit, so you can use guys like Crocodile, use him on a Crocodile team. So he's just got really good stats as well, which is why he goes well on a Crocodile team as well. But yeah, anyways, this guy's really good. Now let's move on to the 3rd unit on this top 5 list. Now, coming from that very same Fortnite, we have none other than Sir Crocodile, the strongest ex-warlord. So he's a 4-star unit. He's an impact cerebral type unit, and his captain effect will reduce damage received by 10% and then boost the attack of strikers by 2 times. So again, if you don't have a really good striker lead, this guy will fit that mark very well. And his special is actually very good. It poisons all enemies and boosts attack of striker characters by 1.5 times for 1 turn. that is very, very good. In my personal opinion, he's kind of better than Arug, who has a similar special where he just does damage and then boosts strikers by 1.5. The thing is that Arug maxes out at 18 turns, and this Crocodile here, who has a really nice special as well, maxes out at 15 or 14 turns, which is really, really good. It enables strikers so much more damage output. Obviously, if you have Aokiji, you'd want to use him as well because he has a higher multiplier, and his cooldown is like 17 or 18 turns as well. So that is, you'd probably want to use Aokiji, but if you can't get Aokiji because he's a very hard raid boss, you have Sir Crocodile here, who has this very powerful damage multiplier as his special. And overall, this Fortnight's really, really good. You get Dazburn, who was the number 4 spot on the top 5, and really good skill books in Usta's Kid, who is another great striker type unit. And you got Blamenko as well, Blamenko books, who is also a striker unit. Overall, that Fortnite is very solid, good units, good skill books. And now let's move on to the number 2 spot. So for the number 2 spot, I kind of had to give it to 2 separate units who basically do the same thing, where we have Kaku Doc 1 Carpentry Specialist, and we have Petty Officer Kobe. Now, these guys in particular are very, very good. So one being a striker free spirit unit, and is a quick unit, which is Kaku, and then Petty Officer Kobe is a Psy unit who is a fighter ambition type. Now, ambition type isn't released thus yet in One Piece Treasure Cruise. However, it will be coming later on down the track. It's actually a really, really powerful new type. Now, both of these guys have different captain effects where they will Kaku in particular will boost HP and recovery of quick units by 1.5. So definitely, not a really good captain effect. Whereas Kobe will boost the attack of fighters by 2 times. So if you don't have a really good fighter lead when you're starting off the game, this guy will fit the mark very, very well. However, these guys are on this list in the same position just because of how powerful their special is, where it amplifies the effects of orbs by 1.5 for 2 turns. This is very, very powerful, meaning that if you have a positive orb on a character, that orb effectiveness, it usually gives them 2 times attack if they've got a matching orb. If you use this, that 2 times attack gets multiplied by 1.5, so it's basically a 3 times orb boost, which is really, really good. However, you have to take into account that if they have a negative orb, they usually get half damage. That does get times by 1.5 as well. So they're going to be doing less damage if they have a negative orb. However, you can use definitely on specific teams, either on a side team, or a quick team, or on a fighter team, or on a striker team. There's different orb manipulators for these guys, and you can switch these guys in and out depending on what kind of team you have. As I said, quick fighting, Psy units, you can use it on a striker team, a free spirit team. Like these guys in particular, just max these guys out. They're so useful, allow you to just output so much more damage. These guys are just amazing. So if you guys have the chance to farm these guys, 100% try and do it because they are very, very quintessential for clearing specific dungeons and raid bosses the like. They're very, very powerful units. So that is why these guys make the number 2 spot on the top 5. In the number 1 spot, we have Ghost Princess Piranha. Now, she is just an amazing unit, and she is a shooter ambition type unit. Now, ambition is one of those types that will be coming on later on down the track in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, overall, she's just a really, really powerful unit with a very, very powerful special. Now, her captain effect isn't powerful. It's mainly her special why she's so good. So her captain effect will boost recovery of Dex characters by 2 times. Overall, not a very, very useful captain effect at all. However, her special, it's just amazing. It's insane. Reduces damage by 90%. So reduces damage received by 90% for 1 turn. So you're getting, number 1, you're getting damage reduction. Number 2, reduces defense of all enemies by 80% for 1 turn. So number 1, you're getting, reduced damage received, you're lowering your opponent's defense for a turn, and then deals 1,000 fixed damage to all enemies at the end of the following turn. Now, that 1,000 fixed damage, it's basically poisoned. They get poisoned for 1 turn, and it does 1,000 damage to them at the end of the turn. So using this, it just enables you to kill so many things, as well as take hits from pretty much everything. Piranha is just amazing. You have to get her. She enables you to take hits from the most powerful raid bosses. I used Piranha heavily against Doflamingo raid boss because, you know, I didn't have Jozu at the time, or I still don't have Jozu, and Piranha just fits that position very, very well to just reduce the damage received pretty much by anyone, you know. 90% reduction is really, really good. So in a hypothetical situation where a boss was going to do 10,000 damage to you, they're only going to do 1,000 damage to you. It's very, very powerful, and you definitely need to get her. One reason why she's also really good as well is that a lot of the zero stamina raid, the raid dungeons in particular, like the Whitebeard one and future ones that are going to come out, Piranha just enables you to survive those hits where you weren't going to survive. She just enables you to survive so much longer through that run, and probably will allow you to beat that dungeon, you know, especially in the Whitebeard Isle. You got that stage with the lobsters, just using her special to reduce their defenses, and then you can pop the 1000 Sunny special, and then they're all dead. It's very, very powerful. Definitely, Piranha deserved the #1 spot on the top 5 list. So I hope you guys have enjoyed yet another top 5 video, and if you guys did go on to enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.